Welcome back to Imp of B. And it would appear that I've got itchy feet because I'm on the move again with my Park the Night app. Well, I'm at Chepstow Castle and it's the start of the Wye Valley walk by the look of it, but I shan't be doing that. The car park I'm in is literally just under the castle. It does say no dwelling, but you are allowed to park overnight. So I got here about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I paid £2 up until 6 o'clock, and then it's free until tomorrow morning. So yeah, the castle actually isn't open at the moment. It's run by Cadw, and this is shut because of COVID. And so is Tintern Abbey actually, which is where I was planning on going tomorrow. But I wasn't going to go in anyway, just to look at the ruins on the outside. But even with this place, still lovely to just look at. Well, I suppose one advantage of it being shut, get the place to myself pretty much. I'm back in the van. I took a little walk around town. There's a heritage trail with little plaques on the floor which points out all these really interesting little historical facts around the town. And there's a lovely little walk, and there's this beautiful iron bridge spanning the River Wye. And I crossed it in the van earlier, but I didn't walk across it tonight. But when you're halfway over that bridge, you're spanning England and Wales. It's literally, Chepstow is literally on the border. So I walked along the riverside, and it was really nice to see there's some lovely bars open just on the river with fairy lights and marquees and just a lovely atmosphere. Felt very normal. There's signs everywhere and the servers are wearing masks, but it did feel quite nice, a nice little atmosphere. And then I carried on through the town. Lovely old, it's not a church, it's actually a priory. Lovely old building anyway. And really quaint little cottages. Reminded me of a little fishing village. But I suppose this was a port of a sort back hundreds of years ago, but lots of seagull noises. So yeah, very reminiscent of a Cornish little fishing village really. I'm gonna probably have some smoked salmon and avocado for my dinner tonight and get to bed quite early because as I said, although you're allowed to park overnight, there's officially no dwelling, so I'll have to have my wits about me. And since I've started these park for nights, when I come away camping, I don't drink any alcohol. In fact, I've stopped drinking alcohol altogether because the last time I came away and did these park for nights, I noticed just not drinking alcohol, I'm sleeping so well and I wake up really, you know, crystal clear head. It's very nice, which is, yeah, a bit worrying what the drink was doing to me before. So yeah, I haven't had a drink for alcoholic anyway for 3 weeks, I think, at the moment. And certainly when I come away to these places, I definitely don't want to drink, because if I do get moved on, then I want to be able to do it. Or if the area becomes unpleasant, I want to make a quick getaway. But I'm sure that won't happen. And I will catch up with you in the morning. Good morning. It's another earlyish start. So I left Chepstow this morning about 8 o'clock. I had a really quiet night again. The car park was absolutely packed until about 10 o'clock last night. Lots of people going over to the pub, I think probably to do the eat out to help out, which is brilliant. So, but from 10 o'clock it pretty much emptied out, so I slept absolutely like a log, really good sleep. I was up quite early, 6 o'clock this morning, had a leisurely coffee in the van. Beautiful toilet block there as well. Just before I left, there was a lady cleaning it. It's immaculate. Hand sanitizer, hot water. Yeah, again, lovely facilities. So I've driven about a quarter of an hour down the road to Tintern Abbey. Now, it's a lovely morning. It's quite misty, so it looks quite eerie. So I'm going to do a little bit of filming before the crowds arrive. It's not open to the public at the moment because of COVID, but it looks as though there's a bit of work going on. There's some workmen here, so it might get a bit noisy today. And I imagine there'll be a lot of walkers parking up here anyway, because there's lots of lovely walks from this area. And I've paid £3 to park all day. And if you eat or have drinks over in the pub, which does look very lovely, you can redeem the £3 off your first order. The sign says no overnight parking, but I've seen motorhomes in the pub car park. And I understand that if you inquire at the pub and you eat or drink there, you are able to stay overnight. So I'll need to check that out later. There's nobody in this car park at the moment. So we'll see how today goes, but it might be the case that I have to eat out. So right in front, Tintern Abbey. As you can see, there's a real eerie mist behind it, so it feels very atmospheric. It's warm today, but there's a little, just a mist really. Very atmospheric, very lovely. So basically I'm going to make the most of this quiet, no people time to go and read as many information boards as I can. Oh, I think the sun is just trying to come through. Honestly, I don't care that the Abbey's not open. It's just lovely to stand in and sitting around here. So I've come out this afternoon. The car park's been really busy, so I've been hiding like a hermit. But I've just come out for a walk. The rain has stopped. It's really steamy, even though it's grey. It's really warm. So I found it online, a little walking route, which is circular. It's only a couple of miles, but a lot of it is on the Wye Valley path, which I think I'd love to do one day. It looks a lovely, lovely route. So yeah, I'm going to pick up the Wye Valley route for a little bit and then take a detour. I've been going a mile or so, I should think. Lovely scenery. I think I've passed 4 people in a group. So the little route map I've got says to approach, this is Brockwere Bridge that I'm coming to, and that spans, like a lot of the bridges on the Wye, between Wales and England, and I am going to be crossing that shortly, so I shall be over in England for a short while this afternoon. Well, I'm halfway across the bridge, so at this point I'm spanning Wales and England. And the last time I did that, as far as I can remember anyway, was at the start of the Wales Coast Path last summer, when I started from Chepstow, and that has reminded me how much I enjoyed walking. And who knows, maybe the Wye Walk will be the next one I do. I have to stop taking photos of the Abbey. It's so picturesque, I just can't stop myself wanting to take photos in all different lights. I think I've got enough now, but I had a lovely walk this afternoon, and I've just been over the pub, just confirmed that I am able to stay here overnight. So I had a sandwich and a pint of blackcurrant with soda water, which came to £7.95, something like that. They refunded my £3 parking fee, so I think that's literally bargain of the century. I can stay in this spot overnight, overlooking the Abbey. I have eaten and had a lovely drink, and the pub itself, I didn't go inside. I sat on one of the tables outside, and it's gorgeous gardens. Obviously everyone's socially distanced, and it's very well organised. You order on a QR scanner online, and it's brought to your table, and views of the Abbey, and yeah, absolutely lovely. So if you haven't been to Tintern, I thoroughly recommend that you do. It's absolutely gorgeous, and there's so many walks around here. But I'm going to have an evening in now, probably take some more photos when it gets lit up later on, and I shall be on the move again tomorrow. Good morning. I have left Tintern. I finally stopped taking photos of Tintern, and I've come out in the countryside to a little place called Trellock. I haven't actually got into the village of Trellock yet because there was a place I wanted to call into on my way, and this is it. It's called the Virtuous Well, or St Anne's Well. And again, ooh, I'm attracted to all these quiet places. I think I'm going to sit here and have a moment. And it's a beautiful day as well, very warm. And this tree has got the cotton offerings. I'm so glad I made the stop here. Well, now I've parked in the Methodist chapel behind me, just about to see the van, and it's a public car park. You're allowed to park there to explore the village, but not overnight. There's no overnight sign on there. So I've been to see the little wooden sculpture, which has got a couple of sundials on it, and apparently the original is in the church here, so I'm going to take a look at that in a short while. But I'm on a footpath now to go and see Harold Stones, which is my dad's name actually, and they're ancient standing stones, so I'm going to go and have a little look, see if there's any atmosphere around there. Not sure how passable this is going to be. I've got shorts on, and the added problem is the button fell off them today. Nothing to do with all of these breakfast muffins I'm eating, of course. And there's a lot of stingies, so I'm not sure I'm going to make it to the Stones. There is a road that runs alongside here, but there's no pavement. And I don't really want to get run over in Trellock. See how I go. Well, I persevered through the stingies and trying not to scratch the bits that I got stung on, because I know that makes it worse. So I'm at Harold Stones, and I'm going to have a little look around. Whether he's following me or I'm following him, but I can hear the woodpecker again. He's in those trees. So I'm back on my driveway. I had a really lovely 2-night stay in Monmouthshire, South Wales, using Park for Night again. I spent, apart from fuel and food that I took with me, the total sum for those 2 nights was £9.50. So basically that was the £1.50 to park at Chepstow between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. It was free overnight. I put £3 to park all day at Tintern Abbey, but that was refunded back to me when I ate in the pub. And the lunch or late afternoon snack that I had in the pub was a sandwich and a pint of soda and cordial, which came to around about £8, just under. So yeah, £9.50 for 2 nights. And as you can see in the video, the locations were absolutely stunning. Waking up at Tintern Abbey, shrouded in mist, and then gradually the mist sort of vanishing over the course of an hour, and blue sky. It was absolutely superb, really stunning. I did walks in the area. I downloaded those walk guides free of charge over the internet. And yeah, I just really enjoyed. You don't have to spend an awful lot of money to have a good camping trip, I think. And I know there's a lot of scare stories around with camping at the moment, and I know on coastal sites a lot of them are fully booked, and in sort of tourist hotspots, quite difficult to get into. My experience over the last 4 to 6 weeks staying on the campsite that I like, that's really nice and quiet and quite rustic, and using the park for night has been just wholly positive, really. I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to continue to definitely use the park for night more, even if you're going to just park up for the day. Some of these places that I've seen on the app, you can't park overnight, but they are perfect if you just want to sort of park up for the day and have lunch or an evening meal with a lovely view. So thank you for watching. Thank you again to all my lovely subscribers, and I will see you on the video next week.